mental health. And I know several of us are trying to raise awareness. And
Hmm.
this year, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic, it's caused a huge impact on mental health. And we're
Yeah, it
grateful
is.
to have you here.
Yeah,
So,
it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be with you.
so Francisco is a psychologist and director of Teen Challenge Portugal.
Hmm.
If you can share a little bit about your background and your role with Teen Challenge.
Okay. Well, I work in this organization called Teen Challenge. In fact, was founded in USA, New York, late 50s, and by a man called Pastor David Wilkerson. He's from Pennsylvania, goes to New York to start to work with people in the streets, and lately, well, the last 60 years, the organization just spread out all over the world and is present in more than 120 countries. In Portugal, started in 42 years ago, and I'm working in Teen Challenge for the last 32 years. So
Wow.
I came with my wife. We left our jobs and our careers just because we felt compelled to um, commit our lives to help people. So according to our beliefs, and so we brought one son with 4 months, and today we have three grandchild. It's
Amazing.
really a treasure. So during all these years, I've done so many things in the organization, the ministry. I work as a volunteer first in the streets. I really like to be in the streets, in contact with the people in the streets. Then I work as a counselor in charge of all the business area. Then I move up north to build from the scratch one of our centers. Then I move back to the headquarters to run all the social welfare, let's say, of the organization, prison ministries, street ministries, uh, schools, coffee houses. So what all that means, reaching people out and bringing to the centers. Then I ran for 2 years a homeless shelter. It was kind of a project I draw, and we just presented the project to the government, and we won
Wow.
one project, and that was really nice, but really invasive for me. I was
Mhm.
at the edge of depression for 2 times running that, and then in 2012, for several reasons, unexpectedly, I step in as a national leader. So, but I like to be in the field and be with people. For instance, we're just doing this live not for my house or for my headquarters. I'm in the office of the director of one of our centers, 50 kilometers far from Lisbon, where I live, because we are
Wow.
short on teams. So I moved this weekend to be on duty as a regular staff member. I enjoyed. I've been the students this morning, share with them, encourage them. I'm gonna sleep here and spend all weekend just to be with them. I enjoy to be with people. That's what I called to be with people
Yeah.
and try to somehow allow that my life can affect their lives. So, or let's say different, that God may help me to affect their lives. So let's say this way. So I think I shot it 32 years of my life in 3 minutes.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
32 years.
it is.
That's dedication and commitment. And
Mm-hmm.
you've built a lot, like as we spoke earlier, you've built a lot of centers from scratch, like the one you were speaking about in Porto.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing.
Well, it's a life purpose, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah. What are some of the challenges that you've experienced? I know you've probably experienced multiple, but some
Well,
that,
personally, let's say, if you allow me, I like to be vulnerable lately. Personally, I'm in the new season, I think, of stepping out to uncomfortable zones of my life.
mm,
I consider myself someone on constant self improvement or growing, or changing,
yeah.
whatever. Uh, And I don't like to be, I'm not the kind of person saying I'm done, I learn everything there's to know. I'm experienced in this field of addictions and mental health or whatever. But I like to improve till I die, because that's the best way to continue to help people. About what I do and even the situation in Portugal, the biggest challenge we are facing is because of the drug situation in Portugal and Europe is really particular, because of the strategies that are being used by politicians. It's more about harm reduction policies than believing on drug-free lifestyle. So this is a big challenge,
Yeah.
here, at least here in Portugal. So it's kind of we are in the streets working with people still, and challenge people to reconsider their lifestyle, the way they live. And what happened is we are contacting people older and older, sicker and sicker. So 20 years ago, the kind of person we help, the addicts, they have majorly they have a drug problem. Now with the drug problem, drug addiction, they have a lot of physical health issues associated, mental health issues associated to no family support, long addiction career. So it's kind of a really challenging keeping these people dreaming about life as long they get older and long. So COVID situation comes to kind of reinforce this and complicate it a little bit, even about the process of helping people and so on. So let's say helping people is not easy, and lately, because of policies in this situation, is becoming kind of a little bit harder. But anyway, as I said to myself this morning while I'm driving in kind of my devotional, there's no way back. It's going back is kind of a giving up life and giving up what I was kind of called to do. So, and we can't, mainly in this time, in this season of life in the world, we cannot give up on people. Doesn't matter if they're addicted or regular people, you know what I mean? Normal people, because all of us, we need to be supported by someone. So, and the situation we are living with this lockdown and confinement and all this raises some fears, some anxiety, some many situations of depressed people. They're getting more depressed and more anxious and afraid about the future. How economics are going to beside all this. So this kind of a bunch of things that can raise really bad situation, emotional and mentally speaking. So we cannot give up on people. So that's what we are facing now, kind of.
Yeah. It's a completely different situation right now, because
Yeah, it is.
I know you're in your center near Lisbon. You were also helping with reentry. Is that correct? With
Yes,
addiction
it is.
problems.
It
And
is.
is that still occurring, or does it look different now?
Well, one of the things that one of the big challenges, if as long we got in emergency state, let's say, completely locked down, that raises a lot of challenge. For instance, kind of 2 or 3 days before the government announced that measures of lockdown, we decided inside of the organization that we need to do it to protect our people, our students, our boys, I used to say, and also the teams, because 70% of our staff lives inside the centers. As you know, I live there too as a national leader. So we said we need to protect them. But about the reentry facility, the center, we have at that time, and we still having kind of 2 or 3 students working already, with their regular job. And I said, unless their employers say, let's stop, let's go on layoff, we said, I cannot forbid them to go to work, because it's kind of interrupting their normal life, the effort to re-enter in life, to regain
Yeah.
again purpose and meaning to live. So it's a risk for us because we have someone every day going to work and coming back. So we decide to do it. So that's one of the things, a risk we take. But then manage all the other people. We need to say, guys, we need to stop, put it on
Mm-hmm.
suspension mode, your
Mm-hmm.
reentry project. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to wait about, again, the opportunity to find a job, to
Mm-hmm.
start again with your life. So it's kind of just hit the button of suspension mode and wait.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't easy because at the beginning people understand because they're afraid, but then they start to see news and start to see it looks like life goes normal again somehow,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Mm-hmm.
become more anxious to when can we restart to do our project, reentry project, and so on. So we are back to the let's say the normal, and the big challenge now is one of them is try to find jobs for our boys, because imagine if for a person that doesn't have a addiction background, it's sometimes it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
find a job, and COVID
Yeah.
situation raises the rates of unemployers, as I think is the same with you guys there in USA. So that's a challenge that we are facing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
well, we need to work with them, encourage them, try to help them to go to interviews, to find a job,
Mm-hmm.
to well send CVs. So we continue to invest on that, but raises some more difficulties about it, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are a lot of challenges.
Yeah,
How do you handle even just taking care of yourself? I know we've talked about this and
yeah.
your own mental health as well with
Well, I'm not afraid. What I feel is a big responsibility
yeah.
because I believe if somehow God allows me to be who I am and to be where I am with
Mm-hmm.
this responsibility, I'm not stuck on the title or a position. I consider this more a function in this body called Teen Challenge
Mm-hmm.
organization. So I feel responsible about everything that happens. So even the economic crisis we are facing, because with all of this our income just decreased a lot, but I feel responsible to deal with that. So I need to pay attention to my emotions and my spiritual health and my relations.
Mm-hmm.
I continue to be really strict with some habits, new habits I'm establishing for the last year about sleeping, eating, meditating,
Yeah.
praying, my devotionals.
Yeah.
That is fundamental for us. Try to have some time to rest too, because it's
Yeah.
necessary to enjoy with kids and life, because our pressure, it's really a strong pressure in the daily basis. So, but we try to
Mm-hmm.
manage it that way. And I like to travel. I like to teach a lot because for me it's kind of sowing some seeds of my experience and sharing part of me. And well, in fact, my last trip was in Albania. They start a center there. I'm part of the board there in Teen Challenge Albania, and I spent there almost 2 weeks teaching them to start a center from scratch. They have the buildings, the facility, but
Mm-hmm.
projecting all the system of counseling, teaching, the schedules, everything. I really enjoyed that. So I flew back on the day 1st of March, when we have the first case in Portugal. So since then, I have several traveling scheduled. We need to cancel all, but I'm missing that too. So I'm
Yeah.
reading a lot too, just to keep my balance, exercising too in the daily basis. So I try to take care of that. It's really important too.
Absolutely. I'm sure as a national leader, your responsibilities never end.
Yeah,
There's,
it
there's
is.
always a
It's
lot
true.
on your plate.
It's true.
So with this current situation and the economic crisis, what are some of Team Challenge Portugal's greatest needs, and how can, you know, how can we support? How can we come around and support?
Hmm. You know, for now, it's going to be weird what I'm going to say. Uh, our main need is staff, is people to work, people available to, let's say, to invest time, emotions, knowledge to help these people to come out from addictions and have a normal life. Of course, money is also necessary because we need to pay salaries, we need to buy food, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Praise God, we have been during this time experiencing big generosity about all the food we need, and it was really incredible. We have been all our daily bread, and we are trying to establish a project about cookies, homemade cookies, to try to raise some money. But even
Yeah.
though it needs to be kind of suspended now because of the situation here, there's a lot of regulation about doing business, especially about food, even restaurants. I think it's the same with you guys. You
Yeah.
mainly you use takeaway, not eating there, and someplace you can eat. But even though it's they reduce a lot, kind of to 50% of the the tables they can have in the space. So there's a lot of restrictions on that it's avoiding. So,
Mhm.
but mainly now it's kind of a staff. We need members, of course, money because our incoming just slowed down a lot. But anyway, we keep doing what we do with the resources we have, and also
Mhm.
we keep going and doing that. And I need to appreciate, and I don't know if it's going to embarrass you or not, but we really appreciate your generosity, your love, your care for us. So that is, when someone, how can I say this? I don't want people's money.
Yeah.
Let me explain this, because it's
Yeah.
easy to give money. Giving money is kind of doing charity.
Yeah.
We like to engage people with our cause, knowing what we are
Mhm.
doing, who we are,
Mhm. Yeah.
um, knowing the faces, the names, the stories of the people we work with. So,
Mhm.
and because doing charity, you can do once in a while an offering. But if you are
Yeah.
engaged in an organization and knowing that, visiting us,
Yeah.
feeling what we are living, you can do it in regular basis, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's 1 cent or $1,000, whatever. And um, and every time someone gave us an offering, it doesn't matter if
Mhm.
it's really a small one or, humanly speaking, a really chunk of
Mhm.
money. For us, it's more than the value of the money.
Yeah.
The message we receive is we pay and take, we donors, we that I'm
Yeah.
giving some money, we are aware about you guys. Okay, you are not
Mhm.
alone. We appreciate your work. We cannot be there for
Mhm.
several reasons, but we appreciate that. So for me, that's the way I see. I would like that
Yeah.
our donors can see it. When I give, I'm just getting involved. It's not doing charity. I'm
Yeah.
sensitive about you guys. Just remind you, hey, I'm here, okay? I cannot
Yeah.
be there, but just let's a
Yeah.
seed of love. That's when I give, I donate to someone to. Even we as Teen Challenge, I used to say, please receive this small seed of gratitude. That's the way I see it. So
Mm.
that's why,
Mhm.
for me, I'm so thankful for all the donations, mainly in Portugal and some from outside, like you guys, your family. And that is more than just the money. It's kind of we
Yeah.
are not alone. There's
Yeah.
a club in a football club in UK.
Uh-huh.
They have an incredible statement. It's Liverpool. They say, "You'll never walk alone."
Yes.
It's awesome. The other day I saw it again. I said, "My goodness, it is so spiritual. You'll never walk alone."
Yeah.
So that's the main thing for us. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just for a short question, I just stretch a lot of my answer. So,
I, I love that. I love that, Francisco. I
yeah,
absolutely. And I know, just even that quote you've said in the past, no man is an island, that
yeah,
we
that's right.
shouldn't be alone. And I think that's why what you're doing is so impactful.
Yeah. I believe so too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so what does this weekend look like for you? You're dedicating your weekend to another
No,
center.
I need to say this. Um, it's hard for me. I need to be honest. I'm about 59. Okay, and
You're still
my body start to say, "Hey,
young.
man, you are not in you are not about anymore about 30, 35. Because my body complains a little bit, not my mind, on my will. So it's I would rather to be at my sofa now, reading or relaxing or helping my wife to do cleanings at home. But I feel, as a responsible, I need to, if there's lacks, instead of kind of put a big burden upon the other staff members that already had budgets. I need to do it because I'm the boss, as they say. I'm not the boss just to say do this, do that.
Yeah.
So there's a need. Instead of send someone, hey, you go to supply that need. I can do it. I have authority to do it in the power, but I
Yeah.
prefer to say, okay, this time I need to do it. I cannot put more weight, upon the other stuff. So let's do it. And also, I'm teaching them a lesson. My
Mhm.
role and my position, my title, doesn't forbid me or block me to do what I believe. So, and I really enjoy to be with the guys. It's amazing to be with them, just chatting. I'm cooking, not cooking. I don't know what to cook, but I'm serving the meals, preparing the meals, serving the meals, be with them, give them the medication because many of them they take medication for mental health issues. So, but being with them and speaking, sharing about counseling, even though I'm not their counselors, I'm not their psychologist. We have a psychologist
Mhm.
here and counselors, but sharing the word, sharing life, counseling, sharing experience is really nice. And Monday, this time, I'm going to take a day off.
That's good.
Yes, my wife warned me yesterday. Honey, don't forget, next Monday we will not be at work. Well, we live
Oh,
at work, as you know.
I know.
Yes.
You
But I
can't
said,
get
no,
away
I'm
from
going to
it.
stay home, reading, doing some mail stuff. Anyway, let us see. But I enjoy to be here. It's nice. It's
Oh,
really
well,
nice.
what you're doing is amazing, Francisco. Your dedication, your commitment, and
Oh, there's people doing much more than us. This is kind of a drop in this big
you
sea
know,
of, yeah, it is.
you're doing a lot, and it's
Yeah,
really a privilege and an honor to, you
thank
know,
you.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to hopefully coming to visit and
Yeah, it
helping
will be really
out
nice to receive you again.
as well. Yeah, definitely. But thank
I
you so much.
remember I remember a couple of hours ago. I'm thinking about, okay, we're gonna have mentally. I'm preparing. We're gonna have our live in a few minutes, and I'm thinking about the few times you have been with us, and the last time we have this pleasure to enjoy a meal together with Sol, right? Your
Yeah,
husband
yeah,
and the
yeah.
kids. It was really really nice. So hopefully one of these days we're gonna meet again and share table. It's the best place to be.
It really is. It really
Yeah.
is. And it's we had such a good time. My son will never forget. He
Yeah.
remembers you turned one of your warehouses into a football.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Football
right. That's right.
area.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he really enjoyed talking to Simon and learning some Portuguese as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
super.
you and your family are really special, and we're really blessed to know you. And
Thank you.
soon enough, we'll be back together.
Hopefully, we hope so.
I hope so.
Okay.
But take care of yourself and take care of
Thank
your
you.
health in the meantime.
Yeah, we keep in touch.
Okay, sounds good. Say hi to your wife and your
Okay,
family.
thank you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Francisco.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure to share with you. God
Thank
bless you.
you. God bless you
Bye.
too. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.